Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream on this beautiful Friday afternoon. TGIF to everybody joining us. It's an exciting day of racing, exciting weekend of racing as well. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you. The tracks are fast, turf is firm, and Brian, we had a single ticket winner yesterday in the Rainbow Six. It wasn't you because you're here today.
It was not me, and I would not be here, that is for sure. So golf clap to whoever it was out there. Took down over $200,000. How about that?
215, I think it was. Yeah, it's incredible. Congratulations. It was not easy.
Big time score, and that gentleman was alive to the all ball in the last race, and 5 of them were singles, and the runner-up just missed. And boy, you texted me. Boy, did the runner-up run big.
Yep. I was excited for that horse. Excited for the connections.
Yeah, but wow, a sweeper and well done out there. And what that means is we'll start anew today, and that estimated pool is at $50,000, and the estimations have been spot on. I'm going to take the overtime. I think they'll fire, though. They tend to do that on these early days, and we've talked about it quite a bit. Ronnie's in the bullpen warming up, and he'll have the ticket. We'll show it to you in a little bit, but these are days to get involved. You get a couple prices. You could be live to sweep in this thing. And
they could.
Get me out of a little hole for Super Bowl Sunday. So
there you go.
We'll see.
Early pick 5. What you got working?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it now. Not a lot. $18 for me. I don't know about you, but Ron said he lost a 4th pick today. I didn't lose anything on this card, so that's pretty cool. We'll fight with what we had here when we did this a couple weeks ago. So in race number 2, the top pick is a 6, Madicat's Arrow. Not going to do anything there at a short number. Race number 3, the 4 on top for me. Beat a Sky Beam. Race number 4 is the spread, and that's my long shot. And that is the 4 in race number 4, Chasing After You for Kerry Bryan. And then in race number 5, the 2, I'm not going to try to beat Beanpot. We showed that replay yesterday because of Pretty Liam. And Pretty Liam got in some trouble yesterday, but still ran okay. So I believe in that race. And there you go, $18.
All right, let's get into it. 1.70 miles on the Tapeta for this opener here. It's a claiming $12,500 level. The 6 for you on top, Backwoods Boogie for Mary Epler.
Yeah, I think this horse has been running very, very well. I mean, at huge odds, which we're certainly very likely not going to get today. You look at a Tap Gold who was avoided claim and hasn't been out in ages, and he's probably going to be bet pretty hard, I would assume, for Rohan Crichton. I just don't trust him at all. Where else are you going in here? Gentleman Jerry dropping, trying to find his level.
Yeah.
He was huge odds in his last 2. I don't like this race, and if nothing else, Backwoods Boogie's been in good form, Samantha.
Yeah, that's the good news. This is one of those races that if you've got a budget or a bigger budget, I feel like it's just one of those races.
Agree.
You talk about the 3, Gentleman Jerry. He just trailed in his last race. He doesn't really want any part of the grass. I get that he's won on it before, but that was in a maiden claiming, and that was when Kelly Breen had him.
Right.
So I don't think he's back to his preferred surface, which is a good sign. No 7 for you, Doobie.
Why would I have Doobie?
I don't know.
He was 9-1 last time and didn't do any running.
That was a good race, though.
It was a good race. I mean, that was fine. It was for 10. He's bumping up a little bit today. You could argue that race was better last time. I mean, there's 52 minutes to post, but no, not for me. I don't. Nothing he's done of late. That Tapeta race just not going to do anything here.
And you talk about Tap Gold, maybe he was avoiding claim in 2022.
Yeah.
And what do you get from here? But Anthony Thomas, though, he's been doing a very good job.
He sure has, and Rohan's used him to some success as well. The last 2 works, we didn't see them, and I don't know how aggressive they've been, but they've been off the chart.
Yeah.
So it looks like, this could be a spot where Rohan says, listen, I'm going to try to get everything out of this horse I can today and go from there. So if he is, was he sitting up there right now? If he's 4-1 right now, I'd run to the hills.
Yes.
No chance.
Yep.
At post.
Race 2, it kicks off the Tropical Turf Pick 3 and an early Pick 4. We'll show my ticket for the Tropical Turf Pick 3. It's a good sequence today here. I liked it a lot. I have honestly no idea what to do this second race. be able to look at them. None of these are really grass horses. Some of them, one of them trying something for the first time. Race 5, there's the 2 for me, Bean Pot. I love this filly getting on the grass today. And in race number 8, this is my best bet of the day, Ivory Moon for Brian Lynch, a $15 play for me, and early pick 4, just a run back of your pick 5. Okay, so let's get into race number 2. The 2 British Empress is out this spot, so it's a field of 7. This is a mile on the grass course. The rails are down for this race. They're on the inner part of the grass, and the 6 on top for you, Madikit's Arrow.
Yeah, going to be a ridiculously short price in here. Just much better than these, at least what we've seen so far. Simple as that.
Yeah, it really is. Gosh, this horse was bet so far down last time. I was against her. I kind of am again here. Talk about the 3, Etna Snapper. She was one I don't have in top 4, but I do have in my tropical turf pick 3.
Well, you've said this in the past, trying a new surface.
Yeah.
Now, she did try turf on debut, but it was a sprint, and Marat Sankal is not a barn guy that's going to win first asking. Her Tapeta races are actually not bad. I know we haven't seen her since August, but fresh new face on a special weight drop, and aside from the heavy favorite, there's nothing in here I want. You can talk Searchy.
Oh, yeah. Well, and Louis Size had 3 wins yesterday, so good to see him in the mix. Searchy for me, okay, finished behind Madikit's Arrow. Blinkers go on. They took him off last time, and she ran actually really well, and now they're back on. Jorge Ruiz, he stays aboard here today. This is just the second time on the grass for trainer Ron Spatz,
who's having a phenomenal championship meet. We like Ronnie, and the blinkers go back on. Maybe that tightens her up a little bit. She's going to have to improve, but here's the thing. She's going to be about 3 to 4 times the price of Madikat's Arrow.
The one in awe, first-time starter for George Weaver, and you found a stat that was interesting with this barn debuting.
Take a look here at this stat here. And, first-time starters, turf routes, not too bad at all. It's hard to win routing at a distance of ground regardless of the surface, but as our cameraman Dennis questioned, they paid $170 for this daughter of Uncle Mo, and on February the 9th, as a 4-year-old filly, here she is for $40, debuting.
Yeah, it's not always a great sign here, but George Weaver, George
does a good job.
Yeah, you want to take her, go for it. I'm going to bet that they do not in this spot. Race 3, it's a maiden claiming level, 6.5 furlongs on that fast main track. It's a field of 7 here, and the number 4 for you, Be a Skybeam for Jose D'Angelo. First off the claim, freshens her up a little bit. Just didn't run last time. No. I'm not going to tell you I know why. There was nothing really, at least visually, to say she had a trip or anything. He had a trip, but Jose, we know how good he is off the claim. The race 2 back puts her certainly firmly in the mix here. Lasix goes on as well, and I just didn't want to pick the 2. Well, that's fair because Grand Roque, who I picked on top, the first race, he did all the front work, the hard work on the front end. The second race, he looked like he should have won the race, and 16 Cigarettes for trainer Carlos David just came and outsed him. An interesting stat, though, you found for Gustavo Delgado with a maiden claiming dirt sprint.
Yeah, take a look at it now. 10%, 4 for 42. It's not good. It's not bad. It just kind of is what it is. Right. This horse is going to be a tiny number. You know what worries me? I know on paper he just kind of lays over this field. Yes, he's been second. Yes, he's been third. I worry about big gapped out distances like that because it's the winner that's running the big figures.
Right.
He's just, mucking along for second and third. And he could be, if they don't bet my horse and if they don't bet the 7, this horse and the 7's got IRAD. This horse could be 2 to 5 in here. And I just don't want this horse.
Well, he's got speed, and that's gonna. There's nobody at. The first time starter Bullet Blues we don't know anything about, but nobody else has any semblance of speed at all. Here.
Well, old Vito's in here, and he'll nag him for a little bit.
Yeah, Vito's is forever maiden.
Out. Done with Vito.
Done with Vito's brother. But first off the claim for Liz Dobles, who's had a very quiet meet. So tread lightly
right back
there.
Yep.
That's 3 of them for you. We've got 6 to go. When we come back, we've got Ron Nicoletti's Rainbow 6 ticket. We'll be with you shortly.
new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you on this beautiful Friday afternoon here in sunny South Florida. Track is fast, turf is firm. We got the whole gang here. Ron Nicoletti back in action with us to take up a lot of space of binder room on this set, both of you guys. He's got the Rainbow Six. He didn't hit it yesterday because he's here today.
No, but you know what he did hit yesterday? The late double yesterday.
All right.
Long Shot won the finale after the big scratch of a horse that was, I think 5-2 on the morning line. He didn't have the technical long shot, but Ronnie is back and firing like he does. His long shots in the finale are
good ones.
Potent.
Yep.
25-1 a couple weeks ago, I think. Welcome back, Ron. 28.80 here, so you can see the single in race number 5. Yeah, we're all on Beanpot today, and I think getting to the turf, you kind of hinted at, is only going to help this daughter of Into Mischief. He is 4 deep in the finale, so we'll see if I've got my best bet in there, and Ronnie's 4 deep in there, so we'll get him out here. He will be with me for the opener, and it's great to have him back, and there you go. 28.80 for him. And don't forget now, we start anew today in the Rainbow Six.
Yep, we do, and $50,000 in that estimated pool.
Yeah.
Always take the over, fast track, firm turf. It's good late pick 6 sequence. So let's get into it.
Yep.
Joe Bravo will ride the 3, Call Me Spicy, in this 7-horse field. And chasing after you. Okay, let's talk about your horse, and then we'll pull up the replay. So go for it.
I just thought this horse was visually impressive last time, winning for Carrie Bryan, who's quietly had a very, very good meet, bringing a select crew down from kind of her home base up north, Fair Hill area. And I know we're stepping up today. I get that. I like the post for this daughter of Spitestown. And she comes in off a win, and some of these horses have some issues, have some questions today.
Yeah.
Your horse, clearly the horse to beat, down inside. We're going to have to work out a trip. Maybe it's a good time to take a little shot here, and this is my long shot today.
All right. I think it's a good long shot to have in a spot where you can take some shots like this.
Exactly.
Let's take a look at the replay of My Lady James and Call Me Spicy. This was on December 17th, so 2 races back for both of them. And I'll let you talk about it since you're kind of against these.
Well, here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, do you believe in this race or don't you believe in this race? Just to Care is 8-5, but she's going to see it out on the lead. I didn't really think there was anything going on here. I know My Lady James was down on the inside. I did have it as a bad rail that day, as we've had that more than a few occasions on the Tapeta. This was a very, very fast race for the level. Call Me Spicy got the run of the race. She ran very well. So here's my worry. It's not with My Lady James, but My Lady James is on the inside. That is my worry with her. Call Me Spicy, that race is, to me, a little bit of the elephant in the room with her. I don't know if she can get back to it. And, again, that's why I come up with a long shot. Your horse clearly the horse to beat, but I put Call Me Spicy ahead of her just because of the post. I don't like being down in there.
Yeah, it's not the best place to be. Carlos David trains this filly. I have to believe in that grass race they're coming out of, though, because I do have Ivory Moon as my best bet today, and I think because I believe so strongly in that race, it's kind of Call Me Spicy and My Lady James. I have to believe in them. Both run much better on the Tapeta than they do on the grass course. So My Lady James, just cross out that last race. You don't pay any attention to it. You've got, the more I look at the 6, the more, just hear me out. It's like a 5th pick for me. But this horse has been no worse than 2nd in his last 7 starts.
Yeah, she's fine. Trainer switch to Colin Mirage. These guys can be crafty. The race 2 back was a pretty solid effort. She drew well for her style. They're probably going to be stacked across the track in here. It's going to be a trip, and it's going to be who can kind of see it out because there's a lot of speed in here.
There is. In the Ganesh race, I know you like Ganesh. I was on Rowtown that day, who came back to win, but that was going 2 turns. This is another one that I don't know what to make of her.
Yeah, she's got to step it way up.
Yeah.
No doubt.
She
Way
does. Race 5, a maiden special weight event. It is the late pick 5. I have got the ticket here. It's a good sequence as well, Brian. I've got a $24 play. Singling Bean Pot right off the bat. Race 6, I do have the 4. This is my long shot, Naughty Favors. But I also have the other Terry Pompey trainee, Field of Blossoms. That's the 6. Race 7, the 7 for me, Catherine Wheel on top. I also have Gun Song. We'll show the replay, but I really do like Catherine Wheel. I almost singled her, but $24 is still a pretty cheap play. Race 8, the 4, Ivor Moon. That's my best bet. And in the 9th race, I took the pretty much all ball. And it's not the all ball, but it is pretty much it.
There's always one you can eliminate.
Yep.
I like that.
So
there you
if
go.
I'm alive to that and I get beat by the 8, well, that's just my own fault here.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Race 5. Couple of scratches here. We scratched the 8, we scratched the 10, we scratched the 12 and the 13. 11, Halston Rose will draw in for trainer Brian Lynch. Pay attention to that. And we've got Bean Pot, who we'll show the replay. We've got Bean Pot and Deflection. Paco Lopez will ride the 5 Deflection in this spot. Bean Pot ran very, very well for a surface that they did not intend to run on.
Yeah, Bean Pot just got overhauled by a horse that's probably going to be pretty good. And watch her down all the way on the inside. I didn't think it was a bad rail that day. Never got off of it, though, and that was probably not going to help her any. Didn't matter. The winner is so good. We got to look back at this race now. Pretty Liam was third behind 2 30-1s yesterday. I think at 2 or 3 to 5. She had a little bit of a trip.
She did.
I don't know if she was going to win either.
Yeah, that's hard to say, but where she was at the top of the stretch, it kind of, to me, you don't win from there, I think.
No, she got passed by Dotley. That irritates me a little bit.
Yeah, but also I think it was kind of just wrapped up.
Okay. Fair.
So, yeah, but they're on the grass here. The rails are at 80 feet for this spot. You've got to have speed. You really do. Now, I feel like with the 2 turns versus this 5 furlong sprint, sometimes you can have a horse that closes in the 5 furlong sprints if they go quick enough on the 2 turns, whereas we kind of saw it like yesterday with Stat, who just wired the field in that. The 5 Deflection, Paco Lopez gets aboard. She can improve.
Yeah, I agree, and crazy stat. He got a win first turf. It was over at Tampa, though, but Jose D'Angelo first turf, it was like 0 for 44.
Yeah.
Now his stats have changed a little bit. 1 for 35. I wonder if maybe it's going to take her a start to get acclimated. That running style is not going to work, but Paco, as opposed to Oisin Murphy, who did such a nice job over here, but a European patient rider, Paco's going to put her in the race a little earlier on. I think that's helpful.
Yeah, and the 3 Creed's Gold, Johnny Velasquez will ride here.
Yep.
Also coming out of the Beanpot race, you see the work on February 2nd. The grass is a good play for this.
Yeah, and Samantha mentioned it too now. You got to pay attention to the 11 drawing in. The fact that Brian wants to run, I think, is a very important big deal.
Yeah, and this is a tough post. I put her in. I've had a single already, but I put her in my top 4 because I think that's dangerous. He did.
Yeah, you're kind of with me totally against the 1. She can win without me. Absolutely against the 1.
Yeah, she wasn't working with much when she debuted. We were against her that day. Just, she can beat us. It's fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Race 6, it's the late pick 4. Brian will tweet out that ticket. 5.5 furlongs. Do you want to show the ticket?
Yeah, we could show it because Ronnie's got the rainbow going forward. So we'll show it real quick. It's just $12 here. I'm trying to beat your horse in race 8. I don't know. I just think it might be not as easy as just picking Ivory Moon. We'll get to race 7, and then you can see my best bet at the end. I got the anchor there, Robin and Eli, facing fillies and mares today after running against Colts and Geldings last time, spreading a little bit early. These are 2 difficult races, I think, to kick it off.
They are 6.5 furlongs on the dirt track here. Irad will ride the number 7, Isabel, and for trainer Todd Pletcher in this spot. And a race that we're kind of all over the place, but the 3 Baraband for Barry Croft. This is the last one I tossed on my pick 5, so go for it.
Just new, that's all. Maiden special weight jumper. She showed a lot of speed before tiring. on debut. She was 15-1 in the 6-horse field. It was a pretty good race for the level at that time. Where you been? I get that, but Lasix goes on. She's worked, enough, I think. Nothing off the page, but she's worked enough. And just maybe the fresh new face. I don't care who you're using in here, and we could talk about the whole field. You can't trust any of them.
No, you can't. I went with the long shot here, maybe just a little bit of an average shot at 5-1 naughty favors. But again, same thing that you were going with.
Yeah.
Taking a drop. Lasix goes on for the first time for a barn that is much better second time out, but also has her stablemate, Field of Blossoms, who conversely goes up in class.
Yeah, this was just weird to me because you're right. Terry Pompey just doesn't win with firsters anymore. So you figure, okay, give me this horse on November 15th or whatever, and, she'll be a single or we'll bet hard on her. Well, where you bet now? You haven't been out since September 22nd. Now we're going to drop in half. Didn't run an inch on debut at 9-5, by the way.
Yeah.
So we just got to see what we're going to get today.
The 7, Isabel Ann, Irad Ortiz, steps aboard here. They didn't bet her at Tampa. I wasn't very impressed. She was slow to break. She kind of went backwards, and she made a tiny move. And you found a stat, maiden special weight to maiden claiming on top
we'll just take a look at it now. I put her in second. I want nothing to do with this horse, and this was alarming to me. 0 for 10, special weight to maiden claimers, second-time starters, dirt sprints, past 5 years. Only 4 of them hit the board. They're going to bet her.
Yep.
They're going to bet her hard. Irad was not here initially. I think that is noteworthy.
Right.
She's kind of the horse you got to win without.
Race 7. It's 1 mile on the fast main track. We scratched the 3, Sweet Hazley. A field of 6 will go to post. This is a really, really good race. Okay, good. You're seeing the same as me. You talk about Catherine Wheel, and I'll tail off of it.
Yeah, big scratch. I didn't have her anywhere in here. Sweet Hazley. But big scratch because she was the speed of the race, and she was going to string them out a little bit. Probably hurts our horse a little bit, Catherine Wheel, because it might allow Gunsong to get loose in here. We had Lasix, came off a win at Aqueduct, going a mile. I like being outside of Gunsong. We're going to show the Gunsong race. I don't know. I was not impressed with Here it is. Thanks, guys. Here, Leslie's Road is 1 to 100 in this race. I don't think she ran all that well. I don't want to beat up Gunsong because she really, really ran well and took all the worst of it. I'm a little leery of her today. It seems like you are too.
Yeah, well, I thought she ran a much better race than Leslie's Rose.
Agree.
So I get what you're going with here, that maybe Leslie's Rose wasn't that great. But when you run as hard as Gunsong did, that was impressive. That was her first time. That was on a good track. And she tried to come back, and she was very game against Leslie's Rose. So regardless of what your opinion is of Leslie's Rose, that was still a very big move for the barn, who still is winless at this
Mark's
meet.
run a lot of live horses, just hasn't got a win. You see him 9 underneath finishes. They didn't go fast that day. They went very, very slow. Now, with the scratch of, again, Sweet Hazley, who was going to be the clean speed, pure speed, Gunsong probably moves way, way up. She was the horse to beat regardless. Kind of interested. Lasix goes on Catherine Wheel, and I think she's very dangerous.
She is, and whenever she was shook loose at the Aqueduct race, the way she quickened was impressive.
Yeah, no
very,
doubt about it.
very impressive. A perfect draw for her.
Perfect draw.
Tyler gets aboard. Race number 8, late double, 5 furlongs on the turf course. The rails are at 80 feet. Here in this spot, it is a field of 9. It's a clean race as well, but the 6 run for the hills will be written by Irad Ortiz. Take note of that. And that's your top pick. You have to feel good that Irad is going to take the call now.
Yeah, she's just outside your horse. She's stepping way up in class today. There's a lot of speed in this race. A lot of speed. We can bring up the Ivory Moon race. She ran huge. The horses that were with her early, chasing 7th and 8th, finished 7th and 8th. It's a big effort by Ivory Moon. There's no doubt about it.
She was coming off of a very long layoff. The way she came back in action was just really impressive. And they didn't pay a lot of money for her. I mean, she's a daughter of Ransom the Moon. I mean, stands for $5,000. She's done very, very well. Perfect 2 for 2. To me, I do understand there is a lot of speed in this race, and she might be a little bit compromised here. But it's a good effort.
Yeah, here's the other thing, too. She was second best in that race. Alabreva was best.
Okay.
I picked her that day.
She did have a bad.
Awful
Yeah, I know.
trip.
I will agree with that. But
Awful
trip.
trip.
She's going to get better. Ivory
Yeah.
Moon is going to improve off of that because
Yeah.
now she's second start off the layoff, and that helps. The 9, Talkin' Tipsy. This is a very tough post position.
Yeah, it's a tough post, but I think with all the speed in here, it's going to help her. Jimmy Gulick does a good job. She hasn't been in against a group like this on the grass in quite some time. She's faced the best filly and mare turf sprinters we have on the grounds here and quite frankly on the East Coast. She's going to like this group. She's in for a tag. Maybe he's playing a little poker here. It's tough to pull $62,500 out of your pocket.
It is,
you know what I mean? Easier said than done. She's okay, but post is not ideal.
Yeah, these 2 outside posts are tough. You've got Sugar Fix in the mix coming off of a 1-year layoff. I think this is a mare that'll need one.
Yeah, so she'll pass some horses that get fried. I think, by the speed.
The one I do want to mention, I
Yep.
feel like is really interesting here. It was kind of just a wrap-up job on her last time. She wasn't even pushed down the lane. I'm not saying she was going to beat Run for the Hills or anything like that. And now this is a tough post that Louis Size is going to have to work out a trip. But I just think that this one might be sneaky.
Yeah, Chambos had a good meet. We like
Yes.
Mike, and this is a horse with speed, but this is a horse that doesn't need to mix it up early. There's going to be a lot of hitting in here up front. If Luis can work out a trip, and he got acclimated to her last time, she's dangerous. I agree with you.
She is. Race 9, the finale on this Friday afternoon. Claiming $8,000 level. Non-winners of 2. These are fillies and mares 4 and upward. 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta track. 8E is out. The 13 is out. And Irad will ride the number 5, Dove in Charge for Colin Mirage. And you've got your best bet here, Robin and Eli.
I probably should have made this horse 8 or 9 to 5. She'll probably be lower than that. She could be a miss here. I mean, she faced males last time. It's just right in front of us all. She drops. It's time for a win. Fernando Abreu, Powder Pop Racing. Boy, you put them together. You separate them regardless. They're winning races. And there's not much in here.
No, there's not. You've got Rough Enough in the mix. I do too. She's one that I used. You take out the Tampa race. Those 2 Gulfstream Park Turf Tapeta races were good.
Yep, she's 1 for 35.
That makes her very hard to bet here. You've got the 12 Starship Nebula. Again, another one coming off a very long layoff.
Well, that's the thing. Listen, if she's ready to roll today, if Steve Dwoskin's got her ready to roll, she's going to win. But now she's in for 8, pretty much at the bottom. Off a layoff, and you just have no idea what you're going to get today.
No, it's a really I'm glad you've got a best bet here because outside of that, it could be anybody's race and who's ready for that. So as you can see, I don't have the strongest opinion. I almost used the all ball here. That's 9 of them for you today. We've got our lightning round, some cool things going on this week, and our feature race tomorrow. Panther Island looking for back-to-back stakes victories.
Yes, and he won't even be favored in there with Karatari, second off for Brian. But he ran. Boy, did he run well in this spot. Beating his stablemate, Yes, I'm Free, who came back to hum on the Tapeta the other day, which was a big surprise to me. But, boy, this was a good effort by Panther Island.
It was. The way he split horses, it's hard to do that, especially when you seem like you're beat. Lena Reyes put a textbook ride on this horse. It's a good race.
His stablemate was down the side.
Iman, that horse will be in the race as well. It's a really good race for a 7-horse field. Brian is up for Beat the Expert, so pick your winners.
I'm Beat the Expert.
You can't wear the same outfit tomorrow.
No, I can't. That was in the rotation, too. So 12 tomorrow, highlighted by the turf sprint. The girls will go Sunday in their turf sprint. Good, solid card, and there you can see it there. What a great thing we got to. $500 on the line if you're here and in silk, so you'd register over there, and $50 online, so no excuse not to.
No, exactly. Tropical Turf Pick 3 today, low 15% takeout. It is a $3 minimum wager, 2, 5, and 8 today. This is a fun bet. I like the sequence a lot today. I've got some strong opinions. Play yours as well because this is a fun one. And Brian's best bet, you got the anchor today.
Yep, all the way at the end with Robin and Eli. There's going to be a lot of people that you kind of hinted at are going to buy that race to try to sweep the rainbow, and that's the type of race that sweeps rainbows. If you can get some chaos in there.
Yeah, it does. Yep. And I have got Ivory Moon as my best bet today. Maybe some low-hanging fruit, but we'll see how she fares. Second off the layoff, your long shot today.
Race number 4, and that is Chasing After You, who should be capital L there. She should be, hopefully,
Yep.
she should be 10-1. Put it that way.
Hopefully she's not chasing anybody.
Mm-hmm.
She's winning. Mine is Terry Pompey's other entry, Naughty Favors in race number 6. One of 2 horses for Terry Pompey in that
Average shot.
maiden race. An average shot. That's all right. Strong 9-race card for you today. We're happy to have you with us. Brian will be with you. Ron Nicoletti will be with you. I'll be with you as well. The gang is all here to kick off this Friday of hopefully some big winners and money in your pocket. We'll send it upstairs to Pete Aiello. He'll give you the scratches and the changes on the card.